Hey beauties, good afternoon to you, good evening. So beautiful people, I saw on the Gleaner's headline today, but the Gleaner was looking at it online, online and the physical copy as well, the hard copy. And I noticed that former President Lasanja, oh God, forgive me with the last name right now, but former JTA President, recent former President of the Jamaica Teachers Association is suing them, for offering the government's wage offer. Now, I am not a teacher. I don't understand the legalities behind it. There must be a reason. Maybe something was agreed upon that was breached in her purview, in her estimation, based on what would have been agreed upon before she would have demitted office as president, of the JTA. So, and I'm not a teacher. I don't understand the whole ramifications. I don't understand, just the whole package surrounding this situation. What I know is that for teachers, not just teachers, but public sector, the public sector workers on the whole, or as a whole, they have been in just serious, arduous battle, sort of, in terms of getting wage increase, better benefits, wage increase. It tantamounts to that. The teachers have been balling. We see quite a number of teachers, migrating, going to other countries because they cannot survive on the current salaries that they're earning. I'm told, I'm not sure if it happens in public sector. Maybe it's private, where sometimes even for months, I know of a teacher like that, they're not paid. Sometimes teachers, when they take home what they get, they wonder if actually they were working, or they were just possibly begging somebody a little spare change, because it's a travesty of justice to see that as a public sector servant, somebody who's called and a part of the essential workers, and still have to be crying for better salaries, for better wages. Now, as I said, I don't understand the entire saga as it relates to the former JTA President. I have loads of respect for her. She seemed to be somebody, in my estimation, who really values teachers and want to see the best for them, And before, as I said, in my estimation, before she would have demitted office as president of JTA, maybe something was agreed upon that between this period and that time, this shall not happen, according to Section 14. Based on what I've read in the Gleaner. So I can't really speak to that. I'm just hoping and praying, my beautiful Jamaicans, my beautiful people, that this situation with the teachers are resolved, because this is crazy. This is just madness. Every time we look, if it's not this particular public servant sector, it is another. When we think of the president of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, another essential sector of the public sector, another essential area. And Miss Griffith said it has been arduous getting, basically dialogue with the Ministry of Finance, because there are some things that she has put to the fore for months now, probably going on a year, and none of them have been addressed. That she even had to have a blackout Friday, as in wearing black. And if they don't respond to that, then they have to take their healthy protesting naturally, further, because this is crazy. I don't think Jamaicans understand this. The entire public sector is in sort of an uproar. They're not pleased. A majority, we're not talking those probably in management or in leadership. Maybe they're okay. Because I remember a year and more ago, when Deon Jackson Miller was interviewing the Minister of Finance, and he was showing a lot of the placards showing the salary increases and what they got and what they're getting now at that time. And she was saying, I see that, I hear that. But the majority, those who are not in the leadership positions, that's not their story. Their salaries are indigent. You probably cannot even take a telescope to see it. It is a travesty of justice. She even brought up, because they had increased their for the politicians on both sides. They had increased their salaries 100%, some 200%, some 300%, and they showed that you could see the big jump. And I was even saying that even those who are not in leadership, those who are not politicians, the present salary before the 20% increase would have gone is not even comparable to some of those who before their increase. So they have the 100, 200, 300% politicians who had gotten their increase. Let us say their salaries start at $7 million. The people who are not politicians, the people who are not in leadership in the public sector service, their salaries are probably 3 million, 4 million. So it's there is no, so I'm wondering if the politicians or those in leadership are turning stones into bread, turning water into wine, raising other people from Lazarus from the dead, because I cannot understand. One of the things I know is that God gave us 24 hours. We have, when I say similar brains, yes, some people, their emotional intelligence is higher than some, or their intelligence quotient is higher than some by innate ability or working hard. We understand all of that some people may be brighter than some, more brilliant than some. But in other words, God give us a brain. We're the higher form of mammals than the regular animals. So it's not like God says, all right, this is a gold brain, this is a platinum brain, this is a diamond brain, this is a ruby brain, and this one here, bush grass brain. No. What the regular man is doing is it's comparable in terms of making the country great, in terms of building our economy. You can't have too many low skilled workers because it won't help, but it does make, I wouldn't say a trickling, but it helps. And you have many high skilled workers who are not in management and who are underemployed. They're underemployed. Many of the public sector servants are underemployed. So I probably can have a slight understanding as to why, Miss LaSandra Harrison, yes, is perturbed that she had to, definitely make a move in terms of suing the Jamaica Teachers Association, because when she looks at, what was agreed upon, what did not, and I guess it being breached in her estimation, this is just wrong. I don't know the whole thing, so I can't really speak to that. But I do understand what it means when, the public sector workers are shafted, and they need to understand that they must not just take any and everything. Not every butter will come against them out, they must lick. Not every butter that come against them out, they must lick. They have to fight for the right thing. Fight for cause. Jesus employed that. Passive is not being passive at moments when you need to be aggressive. And when I say aggressive, I'm not talking like aggressive by being enraged, angry, but without sin. Not passive. Jamaicans are passive in terms of action, the right actions, but aggressive with their mouths and to the wrong people and for a wrong cause. So somebody step on your toe, you're aggressive and you curse them out. When it was an accident. But to protest against widows and orphans and people being shafted and injustice and unfairness happening in our country, the crime and the violence, we're quiet. Lord, whatever they mark my face, I don't want nobody to do this, I don't want to lose my job, and in the event you're still going to lose your job, and they're still going to mark your face. And because they say you can't be somebody trusted. You don't have backbone. You are not courageous. You're not courageous. I don't know if the JTA, and its association decided that, what? I am tired of the back and forth. So we might just agree to this wage agreement. Could be a case like that. I'm not a teacher. They understand the situation. They know whatever it is. They could have probably caved into whatever pressure. You don't know what goes on behind the scene. But for her to, I don't think her brain is scattered, and I don't think she's all over the place, and I don't think she's being, not good. I think she's just somebody who's principled and believes in the right thing, believes in truths, realities, justice and fairness, equity, equality where equality is needed. So for her to be suing. But I can tell you, the public sector servants, they're not treated good. The general populace, not treated good. not treated good at all. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, do share this message.